But the other thing I wanted to bring up before we dig into SummerSlam 2004 is, buddy, we just had SummerSlam 2023.
Great event.
And there was a lot going on. There's some mixed feedback as far as the main event. So I thought what we would do is just Cliff Notes recap. I'm going to throw the match at you. The result, you just give me a Cliff Note recap, whatever your first thought is, and we'll just move through it. But I always like to hear kind of what your thoughts are. So we had Logan Paul versus Ricochet. Logan Paul was victorious. It was exciting. Logan Paul showcased his skills. Ricochet, he's a high flyer. He's awesome to watch.
Logan Paul can fly too, man.
He can. So what do you think? Logan Paul going over in this one?
You know what? I understand why. He's a part-timer and he's a YouTuber and he's famous because of his boxing and all that stuff. But give Ricochet a chance. Something like this could have really highlighted his career. But don't get me wrong, Logan Paul is an incredible athlete. I heard he had to use nunchucks to win the match, right? Which is kind of protected Ricochet.
Yeah, but listen, I love it. Give Ricochet a chance. Hashtag. Let's get that going. He's a talented guy. They kind of brought in the, his fiance is the ring announcer, Samantha Irvine, and so they brought her into it, and she hated. She had the sourpuss face having to announce.
She had to repeat what Logan Paul said, right?
Yeah, well, and say that he was the winner, and so she looked like she wanted to throw up. So we had that match, and I said we'll go quick. Then it was Cody and Brock. Man, they did the whole thing where it was almost like Rocky getting beat down. Cody was getting the shit kicked out of him. Not only that, he comes in, he wins. He does win though, Cody. But here's the thing I wanted to point out to you. At the end, the holy shit moment, Lesnar embraces Cody, raises his hand around the ring, and they said afterwards in the press conference, unplanned. It was a holy shit moment for everybody back behind the scenes. Brock doing something like that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, Brock's been bullying him for months, and all of a sudden he respects him now because he beat him. That's a pretty cool, moment. I think that, Brock doing that, Brock wouldn't do that with just anybody either. You have to earn his respect to get it.
I think that's the key. I think it shows you the level of respect that Brock has for Cody, obviously. I mean, his documentary has been widely people love it. It's huge. It's been a huge hit. And if you haven't checked it out, make sure you do check it out. It's on Peacock. But it just kind of goes to show you what Brock thinks about Cody as a man and as a performer, for him to go out of his way to do that. Big moment for Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
All right. LA Knight. Yeah. He's taken over the world by storm, Kurt. Have you been following LA Knight and his rise?
He's getting a lot of press, man.
Dude, he is becoming a bona fide superstar, so over with the crowd. He wins the Slim Jim Battle Royal. And but man, the pop that he is getting and has really the work that he's done to get himself over with the fans, it's working.
Storing in his office.
Your wife is now waving a milk jug bottle in the camera. What is happening, Kurt?
He caught me. I had the milk out. I left it in my office.
Oh my God. So you were just chugging milk?
Yeah. I'm a closet milk chugger.
And then I just saw her shaking it in front of you. And I'm like, I don't even know where to go with this.
I drink milk every chance I get, Paul.
And she couldn't find it. Anyway, back to LA Knight. This guy, he's red hot, Kurt.
He's over. He's over right now. I mean, he might be the most over guy at this point in time. The fans are excited about him. I think they remind him of a Attitude Era type of character.
Yes,
and, they're really loving him. I mean, they're comparing him to The Rock and all this stuff. It's just incredible. So you know what? I knew the kid was talented because I worked alongside of him. I believe it was in TNA. And, I just didn't know how good he was until now. And he's really tearing it up.
Oozing charisma, LA Knight. And I'm always happy to see someone who can, just take off like that, like he is like a rocket ship. All right, Shayna Baszler, Ronda Rousey. You know Ronda very well. Word off the street is Rousey's taking time off, going away for a little while, but she puts her friend over. Baszler's the winner. Thoughts on it?
Yeah, you know what? I thought it was really cool. Ronda probably didn't have to do that. Ronda Rousey probably could call her own shots on whether she wants to win or lose. So I'd imagine this was a team effort between Shayna and Ronda, and Ronda assisted Shayna, got her more over than she was. But I think this was a really cool, a giving spot for Ronda Rousey to be able to, make Shayna a bigger star. You have to give Ronda a lot of credit for that.
Next up, talk about a stud. Gunther versus Drew McIntyre. Gunther retains the Intercontinental title, and here you go. If he remains champion, Kurt, Intercontinental champion through September 7th, he will break Honky Tonk Man's record. All right,
all kind of world title records and Intercontinental titles.
Yeah. I mean, between Roman and him and what's going on.
Yeah.
But Honky Tonk started June 2nd, 87 and continued until August of 88. He lost the title to Ultimate Warrior at that year's SummerSlam after his 453rd day. But Gunther's on pace, man. As long as he's a champ after September 7th, he will be the new record.
He will be, because I don't think he's going to lose till WrestleMania.
No. He's a stud, dude.
He's going to have a nice long reign, and he deserves it. This kid's really good. He's solid.
Yeah. Let's talk about some friends of yours. Seth freaking Rollins, Finn Balor. Rollins defends the title, wins the title. What's next for Balor, though, here, man? I mean, what does he have to do to overcome?
Well, you know what? It would have been nice if they would have gave him this world title. I think he's really over, incredibly athletic. He has a lot of charisma. This kid, if WWE doesn't end up doing something with him that's dramatic, I wouldn't blame him if he went off and went somewhere else.
Yeah.
I don't want to see him do that, because I love the WWE and I think he's a good fit for them, but they need to start putting this kid over. He deserves it.
Hey, listen, part of him is part of the Judgment Day. I have loved that group. I mean, even with Edge breaking away from them, they've still maintained their popularity.
Of it. They're still over without Edge. Yeah.
Dom, Finn Balor, and of course, you can't forget about Rhea Ripley and the whole group there.
Rhea Ripley might be the biggest man in that group.
She's the biggest star. There's no doubt about it. She is amazing. I'm a huge fan of hers.
Well, she could beat a lot of men up.
She could. She could be both of our asses right now. That's for sure. Let's talk about the women, because the next match was Bianca Belair versus Charlotte Flair versus Asuka. So you have Bianca becoming the champion. Then Io Sky runs down, cashes in, wins the title from Bianca. Thoughts on how that all transpired?
It was a double swerve. It wasn't a bad idea, though. If they like the Sky Girl, this was this is what I'm talking about. When you have new stars and you want to make them, you got to make them while the iron's hot. This girl's hot right now. Put her in there, have her win the world title and get her over. Get her working as champ. Get her a long reign as champion. And now you have another huge star in your company.
And at a big event, SummerSlam, second biggest event of the year.